All right, let's see if anyone actually is going to show up. 767. All right. If anyone just wants to update me on what's going on today, I've been locked in a room for the past 6 hours and not been able to see what's going on. So, what's happened already today? If anyone just wants to type in and let me know what's going on. What I did hear though is I did hear this maximum security is the favorite right now. I do not like that. Let me take a picture of these odds. Don't go away. Yeah, got them. Okay, I got the odds up. Greetings from the great state of Kentucky. Oh, you live in Kentucky. You're lucky. You're lucky, Dietrich. I just took a picture of the odds, so. Ooh, Code of Honor's at 13-1. I don't like that as much as I would have earlier. Ooh, Country House 60-1. That's a good price on him right there. That's a good price on Country House. Maximum Security being the favorite. Don't really like that. Hey, how's it going? Improbables over Game Winner. So Game Winner's my pick. Right now, I currently don't have the favorite. So I like that very much. Win-win odds are too low on win-win-win. Same with by my standards. And odds are too high on Gray Magician, 29-1. That's way too high for a horse of his talent. I almost like that Maximum Security is a favorite because then I can say I won without betting the favorite. Yeah. I have the NBC horse racing on in the background. That's the same thing that they played in the Breeders' Cup. Is this the same? Is this the same? It's by my standards. Yeah, by my standards is kind of the trendy upset pick. Yeah, this is the same thing that they played at the Breeders' Cup. Win war. You like War of Will, Dietrich? I don't like War of Will actually. I think War of Will. He's in the number one post position, and now he's won off the rail because of the two scratches. But I don't think War of Will is going to have a lot go right for him. And Larry Grasso has win. I I don't know. Win. I think is too inconsistent for my likings. He can, yeah, I know he can run in the mud. You're watching NBC, yeah. Isn't this the same thing that they played at the Breeders' Cup last year? Because this is essentially the same thing they played in the Breeders' Cup. I like all three Baffert horses with maximum security. Yeah, what I would say about maximum security is number one. Yeah, number one never wins the Derby. The last number, I said this, the last number one, want to say number one seed, but last number one post horse to win the Derby was Ferdinand. And Ferdinand had the greatest jockey this country's ever seen. And wins jockey, I forget what his name is. He's not Bill Shoemaker. No, Tyler Gaffleone. I'm mixing War of Will and win up. War of Will, Tyler Gaffleone, he's a good rider, but he's no Bill Shoemaker. You got, yeah, no, I know Shoemaker's the best jockey this country. I don't really care that he doesn't have the number of Triple Crown races that are Caro, or the fact that, I mean, you can't hold the fact that he only has one Breeders' Cup against him because the Breeders' Cup came around at the very end of his career. So you can't hold that against him, but definitely Bill, the best jockey that's ever been in this country. Yeah, this is the same thing that they played at the Breeders' Cup. That's the exact same thing. That's kind of cheap of NBC, honestly. Yeah, I will say that's very cheap of NBC. It's been long shots all day. Thank you. If anyone knows what's going on today, I've been locked in. I took SATs earlier today, so I've been locked in a room. So I have no idea what's gone on. So if you would like to, you can comment down what's gone on already. The last horse to win from the number one post was Ferdinand. I already talked about that. Oh, they're talking about Omaha Beach scratching. I'm kind of watching this and live reacting to it. At some point, I do have to record the final part of the why horses won't win the Kentucky Derby series, but I did want to go live for a little bit just to get an idea of what's going on. Win 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 has a pretty dosage index to win this race. Yeah, I mean, a Win Win Win. I think he's inconsistent, and that's the thing that I don't like about him is that his overall inconsistency. Maximum Security seems to be yeah, that is the one thing. Maximum Security for his running style has a very good post position. Post 7, I think that's one of the more successful post position. I should probably pull that up right now. Let's see the most successful. Max out your future. Max out to secure your future. Let's see what the most successful post positions are. I should have probably had this pulled up already. Everyone going back. Yeah, I will say Tacitus. A lot of people have kind of been sleeping on Tacitus. Tacitus doesn't get the Bill Mott is Bill Mott is due. I said yesterday, Bill Mott, Richard Mandela, and Steve Asmussen are the three great trainers who hadn't won. The fact that he hasn't won, inconsistent about him. He was second in the Bluegrass Stakes, and what was he in the Tampa Bay Derby? He was probably something like fifth. Post position number one has had 8 horses win it, but that is something you definitely take into consideration with post one. He was third in the Tampa Bay. Yeah, I haven't seen the kind of success from him. That is something. Tacitus slower than your Nan on sleepers. Baffert trifecta. That's not a bad trifecta, actually. What's your order? If I were going a trifecta of Baffert horses, I would go Game Winner, Bodie Express. Don't even take him into consideration at all. He's one of the throwaway horses in this. A maiden hasn't won since Broker's Tip in 1933. What's the last time a maiden actually finished in the money? That's something I got to pull up next. But that is a very good post position to have. What is the most successful? Actually, I think it's number 10. So if your horse is in the number 10 post, you're gonna remember me saying that when he was yeah. Who's in the number 10? Cutting Humor is in the number 10 post. So Cutting Humor is definitely definitely going to benefit from having most successful post position. Doesn't necessarily translate to him as of 215. So Bodie Express, I do not think has any chance. Now, I will say the odds are a little bit too high for. I think the odds are a little bit too high on horses like Long Range Toddy. Spinoff, I said yesterday, was the best value in this race. You're going to get a lot out of Spinoff at 50-1. Master Fencer, I think people are kind of giving him too much of a chance. A decent, not too much of a chance, a decent chance. Gray Magician, I have no idea why the odds are that high on Gray Magician. Because Gray Magician is worse than. I would contend he's a worse horse than Plus Que Parfait. How about Johnny V? Buchanan, Sir Barton, and Broker's Tip only maiden breakers in the Derby. Yeah, and there's not going to be a maiden breaker today. Tacitus and Underlay. If you like Tacitus, you're gonna like Tax, and he's 35-1. I'll pass on Tax. Yeah, that's kind of my mentality. I don't think Tacitus is an impossible chance to win, but I would say Tacitus is definitely one of the better horses in the race. But I'll take a pass on him. How about what do you mean? What's the question about Johnny Velasquez? Johnny's a great rider. I really like Code of Honor's chances. After 7 races, no favorite has won yet. 10, 8, 20, 20, 12, 12, 10-1 morning lines. Okay, so no favorite has won today. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be something in the Derby. Which horse are you saying has a good shot, Larry? I assume you're responding to my talk about Tacitus. He got a number 13. Yeah, I think you're talking about Tacitus. Oh, no, you're talking about Code of Honor. Never mind. Code of Honor number 13. 13 post 13-1. Let's see if NBC flashes the odds again. Now, I will say, odds on Country House just went up to 60-1. If you get the bet that I made was I bet Country House to show because I'm not betting anyone to win today. But yeah, Maximum Security has no value. Do not bet Maximum Security. He has no value. Jose Ortiz won yesterday. When's the last time there was a jockey who got the Oaks Derby double? I assume that that's happened before. No one cares about the replay from last year. Yeah, no one needs. What are the current odds on win? They just flashed them up. These are the odds from 215. Right now, he's about 14-1. So the odds probably didn't go up too high on him. So at the moment, he's 14-1. That's not as much value as I would want from win. Mr. Bow Rail in 2009. Oh yeah, not thinking straight right now. Dietrich, I would say the problem $11 to win that's good value, but Maximum Security, I would say he's not a long shot to win, but it's not looking 100% for him because he is probably going to get pushed by someone because I think someone in the race bites the bullet and goes after him. Now, I'm not saying that jockeys are going to go after him with the intention of running him out of the race, but I think that that's something that I think the odds for him are too low. I would like him more if he was at something like 6, 7-1. Like when the morning line yesterday, he was like 6 or 7-1. I really liked that. Spin off both sides bred by Mutters. Yeah, spin off 50-1. If you don't like that, then I can't help you. If you're gonna bet something like that, take that. That is great value. I will say that Kentucky Derby last year was a very impressive run by Justify. I mean, not that I really care about watching the replay from the race last year that we've seen 100,000 times. Yeah, you guys are responding to my question of who the last guy to win the Oaks Derby double is. I do want to ask you guys this question. What's your opinion on Larry Colmus as an announcer? Max had a quarter-mile work this morning. Why do that? Best Derby video I've seen. Best Derby preview video I've seen. Backed game winner 20-1 before he was the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. And listen, I've been on game winner since November. I really liked him. You think Larry's good? Yeah, I don't think Larry Colmus is a bad announcer. I think sometimes Larry Colmus can get a little obnoxious. I tried announcing and I got hated on, lol. But yeah, Larry Colmus. I don't like Larry Colmus as much as a lot of other people do. I think Larry Colmus is definitely one of the top 10 announcers. But top 10 announcers. I would say he's a top 10 announcer in horse racing, but yeah, Tom Durkin was better. Dave Johnson was better. Chick Anderson was better. I think guys who are better than him, Dave Johnson, Chick Anderson, Tom Durkin, Trevor Denman, obviously. Although, did Trevor Denman ever call a derby? I don't think so. Durkin was the best. Bodie Express is another Strike the Gold. No, Bodie Express is not another Strike the Gold. Strike the Gold had won the Bluegrass Stakes. Bodie Express is a maiden. I understand you're trying to find a way to pick him, but yeah, Dave Johnson, and down the stretch they come. The one thing I will say about Dave Johnson is a lot of times he paused for like 2 or 3 seconds during his race calls. And I'm not going to rag on him for that because I could never call a horse race without pausing and having to think about it. So I'm not going to rag on him for that. He was a great announcer, but I want to get back to what Larry said. Bodie Express is another Strike the Gold. No, he's not another Strike the Gold. Strike the Gold was a Bluegrass winner. I know they kind of ignored him, but Strike the Gold had won a race before. He won a legit race. Bodie Express is a maiden. Oh yeah, Durkin blew the call in 2009, but everyone blows a call. You don't remember Freddie Capella? I'm only 17, so I don't really remember a lot of and I've only been following horse racing for 4 years, so I don't really know a lot of these older guys very well. In this derby, come on. Okay, yeah, I will say, you gotta kind of have your top game in the Kentucky Derby, but I'm not gonna kill Tom Durkin. I'm not gonna kill Tom Durkin for not having a good call in one Kentucky Derby. All right, I'm putting NBC back on. I didn't know that maximum security. Well, you guys said that earlier, but that surprises me that you would work a horse to even a quarter mile on Derby Day 24/7. That doesn't seem like it's a smart thing to do. That was so bad split right there. If you're not watching NBC, there's a commercial on right now. They're advertising their championship series, and they edited Larry Collmus yelling "Justify is the 13th Triple Crown winner." They took out the 13th, and it was like me editing it. Like you could tell like that I cut off announcers, but I'm not a professional. These guys are professionals. They should make it sound a lot better than that. That was not good splitting right there. Game winner 9-2, Improbable 5-1, Roadster 13-2, Tacitus 8-1, Max Security 9-1. England odds, mate. Oh, those are the odds for the Derby in England right now? Oh, they must be different than the odds in Churchill Downs. The other question I'm going to pose to you guys, what is your opinion on Mike Tirico? I'm an old school person. I like Tom Hammond more than I like Mike Tirico, but Mike's a good guy. I don't have a problem with Mike Tirico. I just prefer Tom Hammond to Mike Tirico. They say it was old school training move now. Yeah, I mean, so yeah, what's your opinion on Mike Tirico? I think he's a fine guy to do it. I just prefer Tom Hammond over Mike Tirico. Fewer than four. Someone brought this point up yesterday. The 4 horses in the race that have fewer than 4 starts. Roadster, Spinoff, Maximum Security. Last time someone blew out a horse was 90. So yeah, someone brought that up though. They just flashed up the 5 horses that had won with less than fewer than 4. Or someone brought that up that a horse with more than 5 races, horses with more than the 5 races are won for their last 24 in the Kentucky Derby. So that was a good thing that they just flashed up there. Last time someone blew out a horse was 94 or 90 or 94, and the horse won. Try oddshare.com. bro, you should always bet the English odds in the USA. Yeah, those odds in England, 9-2 on game winner. That's very good. I'm only seven. I don't know what the gambling laws are in England, but I'm only 17, so I can't make official bets. So it's more common than you think to blow out of the morning. Okay, now I know what you're saying. Last time someone blew out a horse was 90 or 94, and the horse won. What are they talking? Oh, they're talking about how they think Bob. Talking about Bob. Now I will say this. I want to go back to 1996 for a second. You remember in the Kentucky Derby, Wayne Lucas had won 5 straight. He didn't have the favorite, but he had I think it was a 5-horse entry, and they were all really solid horses. And he won that race with Grindstone. And again, I wasn't there in 1996, but I would assume that people would be saying 6 consecutive Triple Crown races. That seems like a record that may stand forever. Like that was probably a record at the time. Uh, someone just texted me asking me what something about who they should take for the Derby, but uh, that was probably a record that you would have said that's an unbreakable record. And Bob Baffert is got 3 horses that are going to take a run at that record. My Taylor Whitmore for the Churchill Downstate. I'll take Whitmore. I like Whitmore. I think Whitmore is a very good sprinter. He ran a nice second to Roy H last year. You know, that's something that I kind of talked about last night, Wayne. American Pharoah is what over here kind of got me into horse racing. And I do want to say, you people over in England, like us Americans thought that we were deprived of a triple crown. You guys haven't had a triple crown since 1970. And that is actually something that I think may or may not be possible again. Who is actually the favorite for the 2000 guineas? I haven't really been paying attention for that. I know the 2000 guineas is today. Hotel bartender in Seattle, Washington. Good take. I'm leaving maximum security and Tacitus out of the win spot. Game winner pointing to this right. Send Bob Baffert's done that. The 2000 okay, so who won the 2000 guineas then? That happened while I was locked in a room today. Magna Great Grecia. Okay, Magna Grecia won the 2000 guineas. Do you think he's a triple crown threat? I don't know much about English racing, and I didn't really have any chance to get into that with all the stuff that I had to deal with this Derby weekend. Where is the money coming from for Max? I don't know where the money's coming from. It's definitely not coming from me. Okay. Nick Luck must have the best job. He gets to sit with all the millionaires. No, he's not. He's not going to go to the Derby. You think he's going to the Irish Guineas? There's an Irish Triple Crown, right? That the Irish Triple Crown is the Irish Guineas, the Irish Derby, and the Irish. Is it the Irish St. Ledger Stakes? So next year it's going to be looking at 50 years since an English Triple Crown, essentially. Derby Day, yeah. They're talking about all the trainers who are making there. There's a lot of new trainers actually this year that have a chance to win the Derby for the first time. Okay, why is Dylan Dreyer at the? Why do we need to see Dylan Dreyer? But like I was saying, Nick Luck must have the best job ever. He gets to go watch the Kentucky Derby with all the rich people. Trained him. Yeah, Aiden O'Brien. Do you think Aiden O'Brien's the best trainer in the world? I would say Aiden O'Brien is probably one of the best trainers in the world. I'm not going to go there with the best trainer, but definitely one of the better trainers in the world. No one cares about Von Miller. Yeah, good for you, Von Miller. I want to hear who Von Miller's taking. Okay, I would rather listen to Von Miller and Dylan Dreyer talk about Derby fashion than Johnny Weir and that other Johnny Weir pisses me off. It's raining all around Churchill Downs. They're lucky that it's not raining right now currently. How did they determine how you have the wettest Derby in history? Have a good weekend, Wayne. Good luck with your bets. Definitely at some point I will look into betting English odds because those are a lot better than American odds. Yeah, the guy can train though. Aiden O'Brien can train. I wonder if his son is going to end up being half the trainer that he is. Because I know Jack Vanberg's son had a horse in the Kentucky Derby or Kentucky Oaks yesterday. Someone I know just took War of Will, so I'm telling them that that's a bad pick. You're going to try and exact it with Mytel and Whitmore. I would go the exact opposite, Whitmore and Mytel. Even though Mytel beat Whitmore at Oaklawn Park, I like Whitmore. I'm going to take a shot and say I like Whitmore today. What is the post time for the Churchill Downs Stakes? I think probably what I'm going to do is maybe cut this in 5 minutes because I do have to get the last part of the Why Horses Won't Win the Kentucky Derby series out. And I do have company at 8 o'clock or 4 o'clock. So I want to get that done while I still can. So I'll probably hang with you guys for another 5 minutes or so. And then I'll see you sometime after the Derby. Don't know exactly what time yet. I got to see. Let's have it. Post time is in 4 minutes. SAT sucked. I hate SATs. Can't say that I'm never taking it again, but I absolutely hate SATs. I hope it pours after race 11. Is race 11, is that the race that's right before the Derby, or is race 11 the Derby? I don't know. I should know this stuff. Stream free with your NBC Sports. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, okay, so the Derby's race 12. Thank you. Track record 159.40. Do you guys think that that record ever gets broken? Oh, yeah, that's the American Turf Classic. Or the Turf Classic, whatever that race is called, the Turf Classic, the one that Bricks and Mortars is running in. I like Bricks and Mortars in that race. Someone asked what the odds on win were. The odds are still 14-1. Maximum security is still holding at 9-2. That's going to be a very high priced favorite. I think this is the year though that the streak of favorites winning the Derby gets broken. The paddock at Churchill Downs is a very nice paddock. Underlay on win. Yeah, see, that's the one thing Jerry Bailey's talking about, and I'm not sure what you guys are watching right now. Jerry's talking about how the possibility of, or not the possibility, he's talking about okay, no one cares about the Derby hat challenge. Jerry Bailey's talking about how a lot of the horses have never been around a crowd this big. That's something that I would say is definitely a reason why I would not like Improbable as a lot of other people do, because Improbable melted down against. I don't know exactly what the crowd figures were at Oaklawn Park in the Arkansas Derby, but Improbable melted down. They're flashing him up right now. He's 5-1, 3 wins in 2 seconds. He's a nice horse, but he kind of melted down in Oaklawn Park, was almost scratched. And there's a lot more people at the Derby today than there was at Oaklawn Park. I gotta see. One of my friends is texting me and asking me about. No, okay. He just asked me. My friend just asked me, "Do you think that the mud is gonna be an issue?" I said no, and I said that last night. Guys got. Yeah, that's what I will say though. There was a lot of positives out of that race. He was in post one. He had to deal with all that stuff, and he still almost won the race. Omaha Beach was just a better race, and it was a better horse in that race. And you know what? Actually, what I'll do, post position for or post time for the Churchill Downs Stakes is 2:45. I'll stay on for the Churchill Downs Stakes, and then I'll cut it because I got to make the video. I'm just gonna group all the rest of the horses into one video. Remember when the Pat Day Mile was the undercard race? My tail's the favorite in this. I like Whitmore 7-2. Although Promises Fulfilled is not a horse that I would say you could write off. I think Promises Fulfilled is. I liked him a little bit. He wasn't my pick to win the Golden Jubilee. Roy H was, and then I didn't revive. Actually, no. Promises Fulfilled was my pick for the Dubai Golden Jubilee. Oh, it looks like Eddie Olczyk won a race finally. He had an O for yesterday. Oh, Limousine Liberal. Oh yeah, right. Limousine Liberal retired earlier. Eddie Olczyk likes Whitmore too. Yeah, Eddie. Jeez, Eddie Olczyk is betting $100 on Whitmore to win. So he wants to. Eddie Olczyk is playing an exacta with Whitmore, and then either do share or Uno Mas Modelo. Is tax a bad pick? I don't know, but my buddy got his $5 on tax to place. Tax to place. I don't want to say that any pick is a bad pick because it's the Kentucky Derby. It's far different than any other horse race because every horse that's in it has a legitimate shot to win. Tax would not be a horse that I would be particularly fond of, and I have not been particularly fond of. I think Tax is just one of those horses that's kind of there, but Tax to win is, I don't dislike that. Instagram, even money on win. Yeah, I think Instagram is just a better horse in the Pat Day Mile than every other horse that's in that field. I want to check what that field is like again. Remember when Whitmore was last in the Kentucky Derby? Victor Espinoza, how about going from high to low in 2016? Only things in life are certain: death and taxes. That is definitely true. You can say that. The Pat Day Mile. But how about in 2016, Victor Espinoza going from the absolute highest highs to the lowest lows? He wins the Derby on American Pharoah and then goes last with uh, Whitmore in the 2019 or 2016 Kentucky Derby. Um, yeah, Instagram just looks like he's so much better than all the other horses in the Pat Daymile. I think I would take him, and you know what? I'll take Durkin's call to place. I'll take Instagram. Excuse me, Instagram and Durkin's call. $50. Oh, you got $50 on Tacitus to win. That's a decent wager to make. A question that I'd like to pose to you guys is, what's the highest, or what's the biggest long shot you've ever got? I was at Churchill Downs in the summer on closing day of the summer meet, and we weren't getting anything all day, and then we finally broke even the race before. Then we put some money down. We got like maybe a 20-1 long shot, so we got everything back that we had lost over the day. So I think the highest horse that I played is 20-1. Still slower than your Nan on sleepers. All right, let's see. Churchill Downs Stakes. Which one is, I forgot which one is Whitmore. My race, I'm taking Promises Fulfilled or Whitmore. Those are the two horses that I like to win in this race. Whitmore is why is Whitmore that wide? Whitmore is 4 wide. He's in the center of the track on the backside. 22, that's a fast pace. NBC needs to fix their placing. There you go. Oh, no, it was uncontested. That was wide. Larry Colmus made a mistake with that. I don't know. I'm not going to say, actually, that Whitmore's too far back. It doesn't look too bad where he is. Promises. Yeah, I said don't sleep on Promises Fulfilled. He's got a good shot to win this race. And I mean, Whitmore's coming, but Promises Fulfilled looks like he's going to try to gut it out. But I think oh, Matoli's got it. Whitmore's coming on the outside, though. No, Whitmore's not coming. That's just the way it looked. Matoli wins. All right, so there you go. I look like an idiot. Can you tell me who the fastest horse is off miles per hour, or where I can find any info, any ideas? What do you mean? Like, you want, what are you exactly you asking for, Wayne? I bet Tacitus game winner by my standards and Roadster, $20 trifecta box. I would definitely say that we haven't seen Roy H run, but I would say my Tolly is probably the number 2 sprinter in the country right now. Yeah, Trackus may have it. Yeah, I think Trackus would have it. So Ricardo gets a winner. All right, so this race is over. My take on this is I think my Tolly is the number 2 sprinter in the country. Now, we have to see what Roy H does, but I think if Roy H does turn out to be the same horse he was last year, then my Tolly's the second best. But my Tolly is definitely a horse that I would say, looking ahead to the Breeders' Cup Sprint, is someone you want to look at. So that's it for this stream. I will be back later tonight. I just wanted to come on for a little bit and talk to you guys about, figure out what was going on, because I'd been locked in a room all day, so I didn't have any idea what was going on. So I'll see you guys later tonight. Good luck with your derby. If you guys are having any Kentucky Derby parties, have fun at those, and I'll see you later tonight.